I'm proud of you, son. Those words used to feel like sunlight. Lately, they sound like an invoice. Dinner at my parents' house always looks perfect, white plates. Golden light, mom's smile stretched too wide. I cut a piece of steak, pretending everything's normal. Dad clears his throat. So, how's that new contract at your company? Still raking in millions? I smile faintly. It's not millions, Dad. It's stable. I'm just trying to keep things running. He snorts. Stable for you means luxury for everyone else. Mom elbows him lightly. Mark, don't start. Then she turns to me, her voice sugar-sweet. Ryan, honey, your sister's car broke down again. She really needs something reliable. Emma leans forward, flashing her practiced pout. It's not like I'm asking for a Tesla, just something decent. You can write it off as family support, right? I glance at her. Emma, I just helped with your rent last month. She rolls her eyes. Yeah, and it barely covered anything. You wouldn't understand, Mr. Tech Genius. The air feels heavier. I stab another piece of steak, chew slowly and whisper, I'm trying my best to help everyone. Dad sets down his fork. Help. Son, we practically raised you from scraps. You owe us comfort now. Isn't that how family works? His words hit like small stones. I never said I wouldn't help, I mutter. Mom sighs dramatically. Your father just worries. You know we're not getting younger. The bills, the mortgage. We just want to feel secure. I already send money every month, I say softly. She frowns. Don't make it sound like charity, Ryan. You're doing your duty. The table falls silent except for the ticking wall clock. My appetite disappears. After dinner, I drive home with Sophia beside me. The quiet between us is thick. She finally speaks. You okay? I lie. They're just stressed. She watches me. You looked like you were shrinking at that table. I chuckle bitterly. It's fine, family stuff. Sophia crosses her arms. Ryan, that wasn't family. I was guilt-tripping with silverware. Don't start, Soph. I'm serious. Her tone sharpens. They treat you like an ATM with feelings. I grip the steering wheel tighter. They've been through a lot. Dad lost his job. Mom's worried about the house, and Emma. She interrupts. She's not a kid anymore. You don't have to buy her a new life every month. They just need me right now, I insist. That's what family does. We help each other. Does anyone help you? Her question slices through me. I don't answer. When we reach her apartment, she turns toward me, eyes softening. You're a good man, Ryan. But good men burn out when they give too much to people who only take. I don't think they're like that. She sighs. You'll see it when it hurts enough. I stare out the windshield. You don't know them like I do. She opens the door slowly. Maybe not. But I know you. And you're tired of pretending love and money are the same thing? Her words linger even after she leaves. I sit in silence, watching her disappear into the building. The car feels colder. My phone buzzes Mom's text. Don't forget to transfer the usual before Monday, sweetie. Love you. Love you. 2 words that used to fill my chest with warmth now feel like instructions. I drive home through the city lights. My reflection flickering in the windshield, tired eyes, forced smile. In my condo, I pour a drink and stare at the framed photo. On my shelf, me, Mom, Dad, and Emma at my college graduation. We look so happy, so sure of each other. Back then, when Mom said she was proud, I believed her. I thought love was unconditional, not something you could buy. My phone dings again, a new message from Dad. Son, I know you'll do the right thing for your family. Don't let us down. I whispered to the empty room. When did love turn into a contract? The city hums outside, cars passing, lives moving, everyone chasing something. I sip the whiskey, trying to drown the ache that no money can fix. For years, I believed giving them everything was proof of love. Tonight, for the first time, I wonder if love should even need proof. I close my eyes and hear Sophia's voice again. You'll see it when it hurts enough. I set the glass down and whisper into the quiet, they're my family. They wouldn't lie to me. But my voice doesn't sound convinced anymore. The first time I noticed the missing money, I thought it was a mistake. I stared at my online statement, scrolling past numbers that didn't add up. Wu 10 million withdrawn. Again, I murmured. My stomach nodded. I hadn't touched that account in weeks. I called Mom. Hey Mom, did Dad take out money from the joint account I opened for bills? Her voice came smooth as always. Oh, maybe. Your father's been paying off some old debts. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Old debts? I frowned. What kind of debts? She hesitated. You know, just things. Family things. Mom, I said carefully, that account's connected to my business line. You can't just pull money without telling me, Ryan, she sighed. You're making it sound like we're strangers. Everything we have is for the family. Isn't that what you always say? Something sharp twisted in my chest. Yeah, but there's a limit. You should have told me. Before she could respond, Dad's voice thundered in the background. Tell him to stop nagging. He acts like a damn banker. Mom chuckled nervously. You see how stressed your father is? Just let it go, honey. I ended the call without another word. The next day, I went to Emma's apartment. She opened the door in a silk robe, holding her phone. Ryan? Wow. You actually visit without a checkbook? Funny, I said flatly. Did you take money from my business account? She blinked. What? No. Why would I do that? Because somehow thousands keep disappearing, and Mom says it's for the family. She rolled her eyes. So what? We're your family. Stop acting like we're strangers. That's not an answer, Emma. Gosh. She crossed her arms. You're paranoid. You've been working too much. Go take a nap or buy another car, whatever rich guys do when they're bored. Her sarcasm stung. You think this is funny? I'm serious. Relax, Ree, she said with a fake smile. You're fine. You always are. I stared at her, searching for something: guilt, hesitation, anything, but all I saw was avoidance. I left before saying something I'd regret. That night, I met Liam at the bar. He listened while I told him everything. Something's off, I said, tracing the rim of my glass. Money's vanishing, and everyone's pretending it's normal. Liam leaned forward. You trust your accountant? I do. It's not from payroll. These withdrawals look personal. He nodded slowly. Then someone close has access. I gave a humorless laugh. You mean my own family? Check every linked account, he said. Every single one. And do it yourself. No assistance, no calls. I nodded. You think they'd actually steal from me? He didn't answer right away. Then softly, you already know the answer. You just don't want to say it. I looked down, feeling heat behind my eyes. They wouldn't do that, Liam. Not my mom. He sipped his drink. I hope you're right. At midnight, I sat in my dark apartment, laptop open, heart pounding. I pulled up every bank connection I had. One transfer led to a name I didn't recognize. I dug deeper. No way. The screen showed a joint account. Holder name, Mark Walker. My father transactions filled the page: steady withdrawals every month. Each labeled as house expenses. Totals added up to tens of thousands, I whispered. They've been taking my money, and louder, almost shouting. They've been stealing from me. I slammed the laptop shut and ran a hand over my face. My pulse thundered in my ears. I wanted to call them, demand answers, but I froze. Every word they'd said replayed in my head: you owe us comfort. We're family. You'll do the right thing. Was this what love looked like to them? Guilt wrapped in gratitude? I stood by the window, looking down at the city: glowing lights, moving cars, people living honest lives while I drowned in deception. My phone buzzed. A text from Mom. Don't stress about money, sweetheart. Everything's fine. Fine. I laughed bitterly, feeling the cracks forming not just in my trust, but in the image I'd built of us. Everything's not fine, I whispered to the empty room. It never was. Asterisk, I'm just here to confirm a few account details, I told the banker, trying to keep my voice steady. She smiled politely. Of course, Mr. Hayes. Can I have your ID, please? My heart thudded. I handed it over, pretending I wasn't seconds from unraveling. As she typed, her expression shifted. It seems there are multiple accounts under your authorization. including one jointly owned by my parents, I finished for her, voice hollow. Yes, she said softly. Would you like to see the transaction history? I nodded. When the screen turned, my stomach dropped. Thousands, tens of thousands, wired to their names. Vacation payments. Furniture purchases. Transfers labeled family emergency. I swallowed hard. Can I get printed copies? I asked. She hesitated. Of course. The paper slid out of the printer like a confession. I folded it, thanked her, and walked out without remembering how my legs moved. Outside, sunlight burned my eyes. I called the mortgage office next. Hi, this is Ryan Hayes. Can you tell me when the property at 214 Clover Street was refinanced? A pause? Under your name? That was 2 years ago, what? I whispered, yes, sir. Joint mortgage with Richard and Elaine Hayes. Payments have been consistent to tatted from your primary account. I ended the call, feeling sick. My own parents had mortgaged my house, my future, without a word. By the time dinner came, I'd plastered on a smile that felt like glass. Dad was carving roast chicken. You've been quiet lately, son. Busy with work? Yeah, I muttered. Just numbers, you know? Mom chuckled. You always were good with numbers. Thank God for that, or we'd all be starving. Emma laughed too loudly. Speaking of starving, I could really use some help with the down payment on my car. I found a great deal. I stared at her. You already bought one, didn't you? Her smile froze. Well, yeah, but Mom interrupted quickly. Emma just needs a little boost, honey. You know how hard it is for young people these days. Right? I said, voice calm but trembling inside. A little boost. Dad raised his glass. To family. We always take care of each other. I raised mine too, my hand cold around the stem. Take care of each other, I repeated in my mind, tasting the irony. Mom's gaze flickered to me. Ryan, are you all right? You seem distant. I'm fine, I lied. Just tired. Her lips curled into that warm, rehearsed smile, the same one she used when she said she was proud of me. I used to believe it meant love. Now, it looked like hunger. When Emma dabbed her eyes with a napkin, her voice broke. I just hate asking you, Ryan. You know how much I appreciate you. I wanted to scream, then stop using me. But instead, I nodded. It's fine, Mem. You know, I'll help. Dad clapped my shoulder. That's my boy. Their laughter filled the room. Every sound scraped against my nerves. I stared at their faces, each smile. Each false flicker of affection, and realized how blind I'd been. Later that night, I met Liam at our usual bar. You found something, didn't you? He asked, leaning in. I slid the papers across the table. They mortgaged the house. Took money for years. All under my name. Liam's eyes widened. Jesus, man. That's theft. It's family theft, I muttered. The kind you can't report without losing yourself. He rubbed his jaw. You have to confront them. I can't. Not yet. I need to see how far it goes. I exhaled, staring at the flickering bar light above us. Do you know what's crazy? I thought providing for them was love. I thought being useful meant being loved. Ryan, I cut him off, voice cracking. It's like I was just a wallet to them, not a son. Silence settled between us. Somewhere, music played softly, but I barely heard it. Liam finally said, You're not alone, man. You still have people who care. I nodded, though I didn't feel it. My reflection in the bar window looked like someone else, someone emptied out. When I got home, the house was dark, except for the faint kitchen light. On the fridge, a note from Mom read, We're proud of you, son. Always. I stared at the words until they blurred. Then I tore the note in half and whispered to no one, No, you're proud of what I give you. The sound of the paper ripping was the only truth left. I can't keep pretending, I said, standing in the living room as my family turned to look at me. I know about the accounts. I know what you did. My father's face darkened. What the hell are you talking about? The joint accounts, I said quietly. The house you mortgaged under my name. The money you said was for bills, it wasn't. My mother froze, a plate still in her hand. Emma rolled her eyes. Oh, here we go again with your drama. This isn't drama, I said. It's betrayal. Dad slammed his fist on the table. Watch your tone, Ryan. Everything we did was for this family. You owe us that much after all we sacrificed. Oh, you. My voice cracked. I've been paying your debts, covering your mistakes, sending money every month. What more could I possibly owe? You wouldn't even have that fancy company if it weren't for us. He shouted. Who fed you? Who kept a roof over your head? I stared at him, heart pounding. That's what parents are supposed to do. It's not a debt to collect when your kid succeeds. Mom stepped closer, tears brimming. Sweetheart, please. You don't understand. Things got hard. We needed help. It was all for the family. For the family, I whispered. You lied to me. You stole from me. You made me believe we were together in this. You're such a victim, huh? You're swimming in money, and we're the bad guys for asking for a little help? A little help? I snapped. You drained my accounts. You took out loans in my name? Do you even hear yourselves? Dad's face twisted. You're ungrateful. We gave you everything. No, I said, voice shaking. You took everything. The silence after that line cut deeper than any scream. Mom covered her face, sobbing. Emma muttered something under her breath and stormed out, slamming the door hard enough to rattle the windows. Dad pointed at me, rage trembling in his finger. You're cutting off your own blood? You'd let us starve? I'm not letting anyone starve, I said through clenched teeth. I'm just done being used. He stepped closer until I could feel the heat of his breath. Without us, you'd be nothing. Something inside me broke. Then maybe nothing is better than being your bank. The words hung there, heavy and final. Mom dropped to the couch, weeping. Dad turned away, muttering curses under his breath. I didn't wait for more. I grabbed my jacket and walked out. The night air hit me like cold water. My chest burned, my eyes stung. I got in my car and drove with no destination, just headlights cutting through the dark. Every word replayed in my head. Oh, us, family survival. Without us, you'd be nothing. Was everything I believed about love just an illusion bought with dollars? The city lights blurred as I drove past them. I didn't know where I was going until I saw the soft glow of a porch light. Grace's house. She was sitting in her rocking chair, a blanket over her knees, sipping tea. When she saw me pull up, her brow furrowed. Ryan, what's wrong, dear? I sat on her porch steps, trying to steady my breath. I found out my family's been lying to me. Using me. I don't even know who they are anymore. Grace set her cup down gently. Ah, the people we love the most can break us the deepest. I laughed weakly. They said I owed them for raising me, that I'd be nothing without them. Her voice was soft but steady. Love that depends on money was never love, dear. The simplicity of her words hit harder than all the shouting earlier. I looked at her, blinking through the blur in my eyes. Then what is love? I whispered. She smiled faintly. Love is what remains when everything else is gone, when there's nothing left to take. The wind moved gently through the porch flowers. For the first time in weeks, I felt the smallest flicker of calm. I think I finally understand. I said quietly. Grace reached out and patted my shoulder. Good. Then start living like you do. I looked out into the night, the ache still in my chest, but lighter now. I didn't know what came next, but I knew one thing for sure. I wouldn't let love be a debt anymore. Asterisk, I just want numbers. Not sympathy, I told the man across the desk. The auditor nodded, tapping the edge of his glasses. You'll have both anyway. He slid a thick folder toward me. It's bad, Ryan. They forged signatures, used your name for multiple loans, credit cards, even the mortgage. Total liability, over $400,000. My stomach twisted. 400,000? Yes. And most of the transfers went directly into your parents' accounts. I stared at the papers, the ink almost mocking me. They didn't even try to hide it. They assumed you'd never check, he said softly. I forced out a dry laugh. They were right. I thought love meant trust. The words felt like acid in my throat. When I left the office, the sun felt wrong, too bright for what I'd just learned. My phone buzzed constantly, but I didn't answer. I didn't have the energy. By afternoon, rumors had already reached me. My assistant mentioned a post, something Emma said online about me abandoning family responsibilities. Investors started asking questions. My company's image was slipping fast. Liam called. "Hey man, I saw the post. You okay?" "No," I said honestly. "But I'm handling it." "Handling it how?" "Quietly. Through the law. I'm done shouting. Ryan, you sure about this? It'll destroy whatever's left of your relationship with them." I sighed. "They already destroyed it. I'm just signing the obituary." He didn't respond for a while. "All right, just don't lose yourself in it." After we hung up, I sat in my office staring at the city skyline. My reflection in the glass looked hollow, a man trying to hold his world together with shaking hands. A knock broke the silence. "Ryan?" That voice. I turned around slowly. Sophia. She stepped inside, hesitant but determined. Her hair was tied back, her eyes softer than I remembered. "You look tired." "I've had better months," I said. She placed her purse on the table and crossed her arms. "I heard what happened. About your family. I shouldn't have come, but I'm glad you did." The words escaped before I could stop them. She studied me quietly. "You used to carry everyone else's pain. Now you're finally seeing what it cost." I gave a weak smile. "Turns out I was the only one paying." Sophia looked down. "I told you they were using you. You said they wouldn't lie to you." "I remember," I murmured. "And I was wrong." Her voice trembled. "So what are you going to do?" I looked at her at the same eyes that once believed in me when I didn't. Fight, but not for revenge. For peace. She nodded slowly. That's the Ryan I fell for. The silence that followed hurt more than any argument. "You're not staying, are you?" I asked. "No," she whispered. "But I wanted to see if there's still something left of you beneath all this." "There is," I said. "Barely." She stepped closer. Close enough for me to feel the warmth of her breath. "Then fight for him too. Not just the company. Not just justice. You." I swallowed hard. "You think I can?" "I know you can." Her eyes met mine, a mix of sadness and quiet strength. "Goodbye, Ryan." When the door closed behind her, it felt like another piece of me left too. I sat there for a long time, staring at nothing, till my laptop screen went dark. I opened the legal documents that night, the fraud claims, the evidence, the transfers. My name was on every page, but not my choice. I picked up my pen and signed the first form. My hand didn't shake this time. They taught me that love was debt. I whispered to the empty room. Now I'll teach them what freedom feels like. The sound of my own voice steadied me. The papers rustled like wings, and for the first time, the weight on my chest began to lift. The war wasn't over, but for once, it was mine to fight. The headlines hit like thunder. Family faces fraud charges, assets frozen. I didn't have to read further. I already knew every line was true. When my phone rang that morning, I ignored it. But it didn't stop. "Ryan." Emma's voice cracked through the speaker. You did this to us, didn't you?" I took a breath. "No, Emma, you did this to yourself." She screamed, her tone desperate. "You ruined everything. I can't even show my face anymore. Everyone's laughing at me." "Then maybe," I said quietly, "you shouldn't have built your life on lies." The call ended with the sound of her sobbing and a door slamming. I sat in my office, staring at the faint reflection of myself in the glass window. The city looked alive, people moving, living, surviving, while my own family crumbled under the weight of their greed. Dad called next. I didn't answer. The voicemail was enough. "Ryan, this is your father. You've gone too far. Whatever's left, it's still family. Don't forget who gave you everything." His voice was tired, almost human for once. I replayed it twice before deleting it. By the afternoon, Grace knocked on my door. "You've heard?" she asked softly. I nodded. "They lost the house." "House," she sighed. "And you?" I thought I'd feel relief. I said. But it just feels quiet. Grace walked in, setting down a cup of tea. Justice rarely feels joyful. It just stops the bleeding. Her words lingered. That evening, I drove back to the old neighborhood. The gates were chained, a red foreclosure sign hanging crookedly. The garden Mom used to brag about was overgrown and the windows were dark. I almost turned back. But then I saw her standing on the porch, clutching an old shawl. She looked smaller than I remembered. "Ryan?" Her voice trembled. "You came." I nodded, stepping closer. The silence between us felt heavier than the cold air. She wiped her eyes. "Your father's gone. Emma moved in with a friend." I didn't know where else to go. I kept my hands in my pockets. "You still have choices, Mom." She shook her head. "No, Ryan, not anymore. Everything's gone. The money, the house, even the people who pretended to care." Her gaze found mine, pleading. "But you, please, tell me you still love us. Tell me I wasn't a bad mother." Swallowed hard. "You weren't bad at first." Her lip quivered. "Then what changed?" "You did," I said. "Somewhere between wanting comfort and needing control, you sold love for luxury." Tears streamed down her face. "I was scared, Ryan. Your father said we'd lose everything if I didn't." "You already did," I interrupted. "You just didn't notice it happening." She stepped forward, reaching for my hand. "Didn't you ever love us?" Her voice broke. I looked at her, the woman who taught me to say thank you, the same woman who forged my name on a mortgage. My throat ached as I whispered, "I did." "But you loved my money more." She froze, eyes widening, not in anger but in realization. For the first time, she didn't defend herself. She just cried, shoulders trembling under the weight of truth. "I never wanted this," she said softly. "I just wanted you to stay." "Did stay," I said. "Even when you used me, even when I knew. But love isn't supposed to feel like debt." The wind blew between us, scattering the dry leaves across the porch. "I'm sorry," she whispered. I nodded slowly. "So am I." For a long time, neither of us moved. The world around us felt muted. No shouting, no begging. Just the sound of two people realizing the damage love can do when it turns into possession. When I finally turned to leave, she didn't stop me. Driving away, I caught a glimpse of her through the mirror, standing in the same spot. Small against the collapsing house, I whispered to the empty car. Poetic, isn't it? The fall of pretenders. The streetlights flickered above me as I drove into the quiet night. For the first time, the silence didn't feel empty. It felt honest. And that was enough. Asterisk, it's been 6 months since everything burned down, not in flames, but in truth. I used to think silence was punishment. Now, it's peace. "Man, this place suits you," Liam said, stepping into my new apartment. He looked around one bedroom, a balcony, soft amber light spilling through the curtains. "It's small," I said, "but it's mine. No debts. No ghosts." He chuckled. "No family drama either, huh?" I smiled faintly. "That too." Sophia entered behind him, holding a small plant. "For your window?" Something alive. I took it, fingers brushing hers for a second. "Thanks. It's more life than this place had before." She smiled, though her eyes carried the same sadness I saw months ago. "How's work?" "Stable," I said. "I cut half the team, rebuilt what mattered. No investors, no loans. Just clean code and quiet mornings." Liam leaned on the counter. "You even started donating, huh? Saw the post about the orphanage. Never thought you'd go full saint." I laughed softly. "Not a saint. Just tired of counting money that never made me feel safe." Sophia tilted her head. "You seem lighter." "Maybe," I said. "Or maybe I just stopped expecting love to feel like obligation." The air went still for a moment. Liam took the hint and grabbed his jacket. "I'll grab coffee downstairs. You to catch up." When he left, Sophia stayed silent, eyes tracing the empty walls. "It's strange," she said finally. "You always had everything, but you never looked happy. Now, with almost nothing, you do." I exhaled. Happiness was too heavy back then. It always came with strings. She nodded, brushing her fingers along the table. I was angry when you pushed everyone away, but now I get it. Didn't push them away, I said quietly. They just fell off when the money stopped holding us together. Her gaze softened. You still help them, don't you? I hesitated. Groceries, sometimes. Rent once. They don't know it's me. Why not tell them? Because they'd think it's forgiveness, I said. And it's not. It's compassion, maybe? The kind I wish they'd shown me. Sophia sighed, a tear catching in the corner of her eye. You've changed. I smiled faintly. Pain does that. It either breaks you or burns away what's false. She stepped closer, voice trembling. And us? What did pain do to us? I looked at her, really looked, and for a moment the old warmth flickered between us. It taught me that love should heal, not hurt. Her lips parted, but no words came. I could feel the question lingering. Could we start again? But neither of us asked it. Some wounds are meant to close, not reopen. She took a breath and whispered, I'm proud of you. Ryan, that line once used by my parents so casually felt real for the first time. After she left, I stood on the balcony, watching the city glow beneath the setting sun. The air smelled of rain and beginnings. My phone buzzed. An unknown number sent a single line. Thank you for the food, Mom. I didn't reply. I didn't need to. Weeks later, I found myself walking down the familiar old street, Grace's porch in the distance. Her rocking chair waiting like time hadn't moved at all. She smiled as soon as she saw me. You finally came back. I grinned. You always seem to know when I need talking to. Grace chuckled. That's because you always show up when the sun's about to set. Means you're thinking too much again. I sat on the steps beside her, watching the sky melt into gold. Maybe I am, so, she said gently, how's freedom treating you? I thought for a moment. Quiet, still strange. I keep expecting the chaos to come back. She sipped her tea. That's normal. You lived inside noise for too long. Now silence feels suspicious. I laughed softly. Yeah, maybe. She glanced at me, eyes knowing. You look lighter, though. Not happier, but settled. I think I'm learning what peace feels like, I said. It's not fireworks. It's stillness. She nodded approvingly. That's how healing sounds, like nothing at all. I leaned back, staring at the fading sky. You know, sometimes I still wonder if they ever loved me. Maybe they did, just wrong. Grace didn't answer right away. Instead, she smiled gently. Maybe love isn't about who failed you. Ryan, maybe it's about who you became in spite of it. Now. Her words settled into the quiet evening like truth. I looked down at my hands, steady now, not trembling with anger anymore. Maybe they never loved me the way I wanted. I paused, feeling something deep and calm inside me. But I love myself now. Grace's eyes glistened. That's all that ever mattered. The sun dipped lower, painting everything in amber fire. I could feel warmth on my skin, not from wealth or approval, but from something simpler. Peace. For the first time, I didn't feel the urge to fix anyone. I didn't feel guilt for walking away. I didn't feel broken, just free. The last light of the sun kissed the horizon and I whispered, It's over. Grace smiled softly. No, dear. It's beginning. And for once I believed her.